Hey everybody, welcome back to Next Level Contractor at One Exam Prep, and today we're joined by Andrew from One Exam Prep. Hey Andrew.
Hey, no, thanks for having me back on.
Absolutely. So today's topic is how to pass the Arkansas Contractor exam in 2026. No guesswork method. So let's jump right in. So Andrew, why don't you jump us off? Tell us a little bit about the difference between commercial and residential.
So, Arkansas, similar to many other municipalities, they divide their licenses to commercial and residential. And you see on the slide here the differences between the two, right? There's the dollar amounts when a license is required. You got 2,000 for residential, 50,000 for commercial. One of the key things to be aware of in Arkansas is residential multifamily up to 4 units, right? So be aware of that. And also, nuance in Arkansas is, let's say I'm a licensed general contractor, right? I want to do mechanical work. Now, no, as you know, many other places, I would have to go take the mechanical test, qualify my company as a mechanical contractor.
Mm-hmm.
In Arkansas, I'm able to have somebody on staff who's passed that plumbing or HVAC exam, and they don't have to take the business law. As long as they're a full-time employee, they're on staff, they can qualify my company.
Oh, that's very helpful. Okay, great. Um, All right. So essentially, there's in a lot of cases, there are commercial and residential versions of the licenses, correct?
Yes, in many cases, that's correct. Yes.
Okay, got it. Okay. So let's talk about the application requirements. Give us a rundown on how it works and what the process typically looks like for someone trying to become a Arkansas contractor.
Yeah, of course. So, big thing is going to be the financials, right? There's unrestricted, where if you're going for a heavy highway, municipal, or building category, you got to show net worth of $50,000. This is commercial now.
Hmm.
And if you're doing light building, mechanical, or electrical, they want to see a net worth of 20,000. And for a specialty license, so something like drywall, 5,000, right? That's commercial for unlimited, right? And then the restricted, where you're limited to single projects under 1.5 million. Um, the same minimum net worth will apply. They just have to show half in cash and the positive working capital. So you still have to hit that number, but you can kind of they make it easier to hit that number for that restricted license.
Right.
Now, for residential builders, right? There's no minimum financial limit, right? They just want to see a financial statement showing positive net worth. That's what they're looking for on the residential side of things, right?
Hmm.
And for all the licenses, right, in lieu of any financial statement, they will accept the bond. The bond would be 10 times the amount. So, for example, you want to be unlimited commercial builder, have to show $50,000 net worth, can't do it. You could go get a $500,000 bond, which I believe on bond market right now it's about 1% is what you would pay.
Yeah. So that would probably cost you about $5,000 a year to have that bond.
Yeah, which sounds like a
Yeah.
lot, but if you're dealing with those larger projects, it's a drop in the bucket. It makes it well worth it.
And also it eliminates the net worth requirements is one of the impediments to actually getting through the process. So sometimes if you have to have like a CPA or an accountant sign off on something and it's complicated, and getting that bond just checks that box for the state. You don't have to worry about it.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, just less red tape, right? Make it simple.
Right. Right. Okay. And the application comes before or after the exams in Arkansas?
I'm sorry, no, can you repeat the question? I think my remote my internet had an issue there.
Oh, okay, no problem. So in Arkansas, I believe the exams are before the application.
That's correct. Yep. So
Okay.
before the application, Arkansas, you will need to be pre-approved,
Hmm.
and it's not, many places the experience requirement. It's 4 years. Okay, I want to see 4 years for everything. That's not the case in Arkansas. They
Hmm.
want to see 5 years for the larger commercial licenses, right? Those large categories, the
Right.
building, the heavy construction, right? They want to see five. But for the specialties like a drywall, they want to see only 1 year. And
Okay.
then residential building, it's 4 years for a builder, 2 years for a remodeler.
Okay, great. Okay. Okay, so let's talk about the exams.
So open book, multiple choice exams, which I'm sure our viewing audience should be familiar with by now. Not necessarily testing them on how well they perform their job, how much they know about the HVAC, the building, the highway construction, right? But a huge part of it is the answers are in the books. You got to be able to locate those answers before your time expires on you, right? So one exam prep, we encourage professionally highlighted and tabbed books, right? Save
Hmm.
yourself the time, the next train of highlighting and tabbing it, and know it's done correct, right? Laser focused in on your exam scope, and a focused study plan, right? You'll see many licenses in Arkansas. One of the references is International Building Code, right?
Right.
Now, over 1,000 pages, a huge book, weighs like 8 pounds, right?
Hmm.
If you're going for a drywall license, for example, right? And you have no guidance, you just have that giant book in front of you, you're going to be wasting your time studying
Hmm.
things that aren't going to be on your test. You want to make sure you're looking in the right spot.
Right. Right. And what do you recommend as a good study plan?
A good study plan is a course like we have at One Exam Prep, laser focused in on the
Hmm.
exam scope, where you're going to become a master of referencing the books. You're going to build the muscle memory with the books, right?
Hmm.
Practice test zeroed in on that scope, so you learn to recognize what keywords come from what section, and you instantly recognize those keywords on your exam. You know exactly where to go.
Got it. Okay. So I know there's an alternative with the NASCLA exam. Can you tell everybody what the NASCLA license is and why it's unique?
So NASCA is not a license; it's an exam. It's an exam that 17 municipalities will accept in lieu of. It's usually they usually GC license. Different states call it different things. In Arkansas, you would take it in lieu of their commercial building construction exam, right?
Okay.
Still required to take the Arkansas Business Finance exam. But NASCA a great option because it's accepted in 17 states for many contractors have business elsewhere, already have NASCA scores. Don't have to take a trade exam to get licensed in Arkansas, right?
Hmm.
Or many folks, they're bordering a state where they also have work, right? And the NASCA exam makes a lot of sense for them, right? Or if
Right.
they just see themselves expanding out of Arkansas very quickly, the
Hmm.
NASCA is a route to look into for sure. It's a big exam, biggest one I know of. Open book, multiple choice, 24 books you got with you. But
Hmm.
once it's done, it's done. Those scores, NASCA holds them for you for life. So whenever you want to go into a state that accepts that exam, NASCA sends the transcripts, and pretty much you satisfy that state's business finance requirement and fill out the application. 17 states, and it's for Arkansas, right? You got the whole Southeast. You got Alabama, Louisiana, Mississippi, Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida, right? You go over to Oklahoma, not Texas, excuse me, Oklahoma, though. California, we all know how brutal California can be. They just started accepting NASCA scores recently. So if you're looking to be in multiple states, great avenue to explore.
Great. That sounds really good. All right. So you've got a little video for us. Why don't we play that?
All right. So what this is actually One Exam Prep's prep course for the NASCA exam. You have weekly live classes with the instructor, streaming library, on-demand classes. Every class is recorded, right? Those are the book by book practice questions we're scrolling through, very thorough. Everything zeroed in on the exam scope. Here you have that class recording library to stream 24/7. Right. And what we're getting to at the end here, after we scroll through it again, is those final exam simulators. Our instructor, Michael, will tell you you're passing these simulators 85% or better. Take the test with confidence, expect to pass the exam. Now, what's great about the simulators is if you saw there at the very end, we got that question wrong. And we got that question wrong on purpose for the demonstration in the video, because what our simulator does is it shows you the correct answer right after you get it wrong. So that's how humans learn best, right? If you get all the way to the end, then it tells you that question's wrong and the page number you should have been on. You don't retain it as well as when you see it right away, right? So that's science-based. That's why we do that.
Right. Oh, that's great. That's really good. Okay. All right. Well, this is really good intro on Arkansas, and I know you've got a whole team there who besides for yourself knows a lot about Arkansas, all the different licenses. There are a lot of licenses. These are all the licenses that One Exam Prep covers, including the business exam, as well as also you guys have an application department to help with the applications.
Oh yeah.
But I know you guys have lots of options for each license, different packages, and that's really good. So if anybody needs to reach Andrew, they can reach Andrew at oneexamprep.com or call 877-775-9400. And Andrew's giving everybody a special discount code AR10OFF for 10% off any Arkansas package. Andrew, any last thoughts?
Yeah, happy to help. Love helping folks. I know this process can be intimidating, and that's why we're here, right? The way to go about it for most folks is let us handle your application. While we're handling your application, you have the peace of mind knowing it's getting done right. It's going to get approved. So while you're waiting, you're studying. So when you're approved, you go test and you get licensed, right? We take all the headache out of it, make it so you just focus on the two things we can't do for you: study, pass the test.
Right. And you guys also are one-stop shop helping them with the insurance as well.
Yep. Insurance, the bond is a huge thing, right? It's all in-house. We A to Z.
Great. All right. Well, thank you, Andrew, again, and good luck to everybody in 2026 and beyond on all your Arkansas contractor licenses. Thanks,
Awesome.
Andrew.
Thank you for having me, Noel.
Bye.